Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on my first podcast of the year. Typically this time of year, I see a lot of people setting goals and trying out new stuff, and I'm no different. And so I wanted to do a podcast about that. So my podcast today is 5 steps to keeping your New Year's resolution or any new goals that you might be setting throughout the year. First question is, why should you listen to me over anybody else? And my answer is you shouldn't listen to me or anybody else. You should listen to yourself. But I want you guys to listen to this video, hopefully, and then pick the things that apply to you and modify it as necessary. But I am somebody who gets a lot of stuff done. I have 3 companies. I exercise every single day, and the New Year's resolutions that I set the past couple of years, I have actually finished them. And so it's not a huge population that actually keeps the full year. And I'll show you guys some of the tips and steps that I've set up that have enabled me to do that. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, here we go. Step 1, start easy, tricking yourself into your new habit. I'm going to give you guys a couple of different examples as I go. One is going to be, example I'm going to give is for fitness, because that's typically a lot of people's New Year's resolution. And it's important to be fit, I think, to get the best work that you guys are going to do. And then also art-related goals. I know a lot of you guys have those, especially if you're watching my channel, because I typically talk about illustration and painting, and this one's going to be no different. So those are the 2 things I'm going to go through. I'd like to start off with a story about some friends that I have, and I love them to death. But every time I see them, a couple times a year, they say, I'll see them at a party or run into them at a dinner or something, and say, how's it going? And they're like, oh, we're only eating salad right now. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And we stop drinking and we stop smoking, and we're waking up at 5 o'clock every day in the morning, and we're going to work out every single day. At 5 o'clock in the morning, we're going to lift weights and run and whatever. And I've seen them go through this process numbers of times, and it never sticks. Why doesn't it stick? Because, let's see if I can get my slide to actually change. Change is hard. Anything that you do that is too hard will not stick. I know this is not popular or motivating. This is not an Apple or a Nike commercial where you're just going to get motivated and do it. I do want you guys to do it, but you just have to understand that if the goal is too hard, that your body will resist it, whether that's an art-related goal and you're just reaching too high above your skill set, or trying to do something you don't have time to do, or if it's an exercise goal and it's too hard. I'll give you another example of that, of something I did a couple years back. I started a CrossFit class and I loved it. I was trying to get in better shape. I've always been pretty active, but I definitely could be more fit. I started this CrossFit class and I thought it was great. I was doing the pull-ups and the push-ups and all that stuff, but the level of intensity required every single time was so incredibly hard that I got sick for a couple of days and I never went back. If something's too hard right from the get-go, if you go from 0 to 100 with no in between, the chances of you sticking with something is very, very low. And so I'm going to try to ask you guys to start easy and slow. This is going to trick yourself into setting a new habit. Remember, the goal is you're trying to create a habit, not to get results right away. I know this is, again, not popular belief system, and I know it goes against every trainer if you go to 24-hour fitness or something like that, and they want to get you in shape, and I'm all for that too. But the problem is a lot of people set goals that are just too hard to stick with, from going from 0 again to just full force. It sets yourself up for failure. A lot of people set themselves up for failure, and I've done it many, many, many times too. And this is one of the common denominators, is starting too hard and too fast and creating too much of an abrupt change. Now, what does it mean when I say trying not to get results right away? Well, here's the problem. You're probably already seeing this on your Facebook feed. I'm already seeing it on mine, where people are saying, hey, I started a new diet, and then January 1 was the new diet, and now that you're down 10 pounds. Awesome. So if anybody who's lost weight, that's a huge motivator. It's great. Any problem with that? No, keep going. Lost 5 more pounds. Awesome. Next week you lose 7 pounds. Again, whatever. Next week, you only lost 1 pound. Next week, you gain pounds. So if the results are the motivating factor, as you get into it, if the results change, or you're not getting results anymore, now you're not getting motivated anymore. And if you're somebody who is loving seeing that scale drop, or seeing, if you're lifting weights, the weights go up and all of a sudden they don't go up anymore, you're not going to be able to keep going if those results were why you were doing it. So that's sort of what that means. You're just trying to create a habit. So here's the technique that I have for starting slow and easy. And I know it's not again, the popular belief is start full force in America. It's everything's we're gotta be full force. But the thing is, this is going to be a lifestyle change for you. And any change I think that is worthy of putting effort towards should be something that's going to be consistent. It's not just a quick temporary thing. Although some of those little changes are good too. Here's my technique. Start with 25 to 50% of your actual ability. And I'll show you an art example and a physical example as well for fitness. If your ability is to, say you want to go to the gym and start working out, you can bench 125 pounds or something like that. Start with 50 pounds. Now, is that going to be easy? Absolutely. That's the goal for these early weeks, the first 4 to 6 weeks of whatever change you're trying to make. Should be absolutely so easy that it almost doesn't even break a sweat. Like you could walk in and just pump out, 10 reps of whatever weight that is, 50 pounds or whatever. Or if you're going to start running, maybe you run a half mile. I don't know what your fitness level is, but for me, I can do probably 5 or 6 miles with no problem. So if I started with 1 mile, that would be a great one because I can easily do it. The goal is whenever you're done with your activity, for you to be going, man, that was so much easier than expected, because then your body does not put up that roadblock saying, hey, this is not fun. And so that's the whole goal, is you're just trying to create a pattern, and then you're trying to protect the pattern. So that's the kind of the underlying sentiment of this whole presentation is a goal really is a pattern of behavior. It's not, oh, you're going to start and all of a sudden you're this super athlete or you're this super artist. Should turn off my watch. It always comes on when I'm podcasting or whatever. So start with 50%, 25 to 50% of your actual ability. Whatever it is, make sure it's easy. If I was going to give you an art example, I wanted to start doing some pencil drawings and getting into just some different, more enjoyable media. I wanted to stop scrolling the internet at night. And so one of my goals was, in order to get rid of the scrolling, I want to do an easy art activity. Well, these pencil drawings, I could probably do, if I was max effort, I could probably do 6 a week if I wanted to, because they're fast. I'm pretty quick with them. So my goal is 1. I know for sure, even in the worst case scenario, I can do 1. And I'm starting off easy. I'm just trying to build the habit of doing these pencil drawings. Now, as I get into them, I don't recommend you staying slow and easy forever. You have to ratchet up the intensity later. But the whole goal really at first is establish the pattern and don't have your body resist it, whether that's an art goal or whether it's a physical goal. Your goal is a permanent change. There is no rush, and there is time to work through all this stuff. So that's number 1. Start easy and slow, not supercharged and where you're going to hit the wall. Plan for students do this a lot, by the way. Let me just add this. Students do this a lot where at the beginning of the term, they take too many classes because they're super excited about it, like anybody is at the beginning of a goal. I'm going to do this, I'm going to learn perspective, and I'm going to paint in oil, and I'm going to do a graphic novel, and I'm going to do an animation. And then, time and energy and effort always catch up. And all of a sudden, they're overwhelmed. The quality of work's really low. And so why not do easy and slow and be able to overachieve? It's a different take, but it's a good one, I think. Step 2, plan for different likely scenarios. We're not professional athletes. At least I'm not a professional athlete, and you're probably not either. This is for normal people. There are people at the upper echelon of fitness and art and all that stuff where some people are going to be able to just kick some booty right away. But planning for different scenarios is really important, because what we do when we set goals is we plan for the optimal situation. The optimal situation is, hey, I have a completely free Saturday and I have nothing scheduled. What do I want to do? Oh, I'll do a painting because that's one of my goals. And you have all day and you're leisurely doing a painting. Well, that's not how life works. People don't plan for how life actually works and how these goals are going to fit in. A professional does this every day. They have the ability to have time to do all this stuff, whether they're a professional athlete or a professional artist. If you're not in that boat, you need to adjust accordingly. And I'll show you how to do that. I have a 4 level technique, and that's how I plan for different scenarios. And I'll go through these real quick, and then I'll show you how to use them. So level 1 is easy, requires almost no effort. When you're tired, injured, overscheduled, whatever, level 1 is as easy as it gets. Level 2 is a moderate level of intensity. You're feeling pretty good. Easy pace. Level 3 is strong. It's a high level of intensity, and you're feeling great. Level 4 is maximum intensity, where you're actually testing boundaries and you're trying something new, and that requires enormous amount of resources in terms of energy and ability and time and all that kind of stuff. So between these 4 things, I know I can always choose depending on the scenario that's happening in my life. For example, if I'm traveling for the holidays, which just happened in December, I know I'm not going to be working at full intensity at the gym, but part of my fitness goals is to keep the pattern going. Remember, that's the whole goal, is long-term consistent effort. So I just ratchet back um, my focus to level 1. I know I'm going to do easy stuff, requires almost no effort. I'll bring some exercise bands. I'll plan for some short, easy runs, and I will do that whether I'm traveling. I can do it at the airport. I can do anything for that level 1. So if I'm tired, injured, again, overscheduled, that's what I'll do. I had a back injury last year. When I had the back injury, I immediately went to level 1. I did not want to re-injure myself, and I was hurt anyway, and so I needed to dial it back. But it's having these 4 things in place and what they mean to you is really, really important. For my pencil drawings at night, I know that I can't do level 3 and level 4 at night after I've done a full day of work in the office. There's just no way. I work in the studio. So I needed to set up something that was easy or medium that required a little bit less effort from me. And so that's how the pencil drawings came into place, because I know I'm not at full intensity. I don't have full creative ability because I've been using that muscle, straining that muscle all day long. And so I set it up to be easy. Same thing. That's the same thing you can do too. Now, if you're feeling good and you do happen to have, hey, wait, I just got the whole week off. My family's traveling and my girlfriend's out of town. My boyfriend's visiting his parents or whatever. All of a sudden you got time and you have energy. Well, then I'll say, okay, now I'm going to do something hard. I'm going to set up something that requires a strong effort or maximum effort. And so just know that you have 4 different gears you can go to, but the idea is consistent application over time. So I hope that makes sense. I've never heard anybody kind of mention these goals. And in America, it's like I said, you're sitting on the couch, you want to get fit, you go to a trainer, they take you to level 4 immediately. And that's the only level you're supposed to ever be at. But we know that doesn't happen. If you work a full day and you're going to try to go to the gym, you're not going to even be level 3 or level 4 in the evening. You're probably going to be a level 1 or 2. Just accept that and move on, or change when you're going to the gym so you can do a level 3 or level 4. Hope that makes sense. It's a game changer when you, because really, if level 4 is the only thing you can do, full output, it's either level 4 or you quit, and that's typically why people quit. Step number 3: use process goals, not outcome goals. This is going to be familiar to a lot of you guys, but I'll just hit it here because it's an important one. Especially I teach a lot of students and they use a lot of outcome goals, and they're really hard to hit. So what is a process goal and an outcome goal? A process goal is a goal that you can control without outside conditions affecting the goal. So an example of that here is I will run 3 times a week, or I will do a pencil drawing once a week. That's a process goal. That's a goal that nobody else controls. An outcome goal is a goal that relies on a specific event happening that you aren't in control of. I'm going to win the Boston Marathon. What are the chances of you doing an outcome goal like that? Because what happens if somebody enters who's faster than you or in better shape than you? Or I'm going to win an art contest. Well, who's entering this contest? Or what's the criteria that the judges are looking at? You don't have any control over those things. And so the goals that you set, hopefully, will be process-oriented, not outcome-oriented. Outcome-oriented is, in terms of fitness and weight loss and things like that, is, oh, I'm going to lose 50 pounds by September. Well, that's an outcome goal. You may not be in control of that, but it's not linear losing weight. At the beginning, it's linear. It keeps going down each week, but then it goes like this and goes up and down. And so hold on one second. Let me get some water. My voice is getting dry this week. So you set yourself up for, I'm going to show up at the gym every day. I'm going to show up and do these things that I have made my goal. I'm going to show up and do the pattern. I'm not going to worry about the outcome, because the outcome will happen anyway. Sorry, my slide is all over the place. Stop. There we go. So stop setting up goals that are outside your control. Try to set it up to where it's part of your process. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, every week, or whatever that is. I can control that every time. I'm going to give the best effort I can based on those 4 gears that I set up, and that's all I can do. And believe me, the results come from that. When I say, hey, I'm going to do 1 pencil drawing a week, well, all of a sudden at the end of the year, I will have 52 drawings, which is pretty good. If you do that with paintings and you got 52, that's like more than a gallery show. So slow effort over time makes a huge difference, but you're not going to be able to predict something that you're out of control of. I'm going to win a contest, like I was saying, or I'm going to get a job that I want, or I'm going to work in this industry by this date. Those are outcome goals. You don't have control over them. Best you can do is control the things that are in front of you. This is a huge one for the United States. I don't know where you guys are watching from. I know there's some people, hopefully a lot of people from different places. In the United States, we have all or nothing thinking, and it's getting worse. In my opinion, I was talking to a friend who is a video teacher. He teaches video and video editing, and he said he was talking to his students, and they were critiquing movies, and he noticed that either movies, when students were talking about them, were either super amazing or they were super terrible. There's nothing in the middle. And it's a really bizarre place that we've gotten to, where I either work out at full intensity and I'd never eat sweets and I'd never drink, and it's either that or I'm not going to do anything. And so you got to watch out for the all or nothing thinking. It really does affect your momentum, and it affects your ability to keep going with a goal. So here's the way you do that. Plan for missing some days. I'll just go through this real quick. The goal, again, is a long-term habit, not a momentary mess up or a slip in the system. Rest is a part of the process. So for example, if I'm trying to work out every day or be healthy and fit every day, if I miss a day and I just have a bad day, well, rest is a part of it. And so in my head, I say, you know what, that's a rest day. That counts. It always counts. And so there's almost nothing I can do that is going to throw me off of the pattern, because I've already planned for getting thrown off the pattern and getting back on. But a lot of times, people are great in the beginning, and then they miss a couple of times, and all of a sudden, oh well, what's the use now? I'm not gonna hit that goal, or oh, I gained a pound or two because Thanksgiving holidays came. Don't worry about that. If this is long-term change, then the individual days don't matter. And so you can afford to mess up. You can afford to have fun. Don't be crazy. It's just a bizarre thing where we struggle to either it's all or nothing thinking. It's really bizarre. I added this at the bottom. 80% is a fantastic percentage. So if you're at 80% or 70% is a fantastic percentage. Can you imagine a major league baseball player who hit the ball 70% of the times they stepped up to bat? You'd be the best baseball player of all time. 70% is a great it's a great number to hit, and that means if you had 70% of, say, a month of a goal and you hit 70% of it, well, that means you hit 3 weeks out of 4. So it means you missed a bunch of days in there and you're still at 70%. So it's what you do the majority of time that makes a difference. It's not what you do every single minute that makes the difference. So as long as the majority of your time is doing the good thing, and you mess up a couple of times, you miss a few days, you're good to go. And by the way, doing this here will affect your ability to avoid all or nothing thinking. If you know that, hey, I don't have much time or I don't feel that good, but I can go for a walk, that's my level 1, then you're not going to miss it, and it's not going to be that devastating. But watch out for the all or nothing thinking. When people start exercise programs or start art challenges, they start Inktober, 30 days of drawings. Oh, I missed one. I guess I failed. No, just switch it to doing every other day, and then you're fine. Number 5, this is a huge one too. Celebrate your success. in our culture, for some reason, we have a real a high bar that we set. I play a lot of disc golf and in regular golf too. And it's funny because people can have, people I play with can have great shots, shot after shot, boom, amazing, 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 amazing. One of them goes in the hazard and they're just super angry, super pissed. But when they're having the good shots, it's just like, okay, that's pretty good. They're not celebrating it. Celebrate. Why not? If you're doing this stuff and this is not the norm, I mean, it's hard for people to be fit. It's hard for people to do art challenges and to make themselves better. You guys should plan on it. Like, hey, if I even hit 70% this month, I'm going to go out to dinner. Or if I'm going to go on a vacation, or I'm going to buy myself that special paintbrush that I've been wanting, or whatever it's going to be. It doesn't have to be financially based. Enjoy it and don't worry. So what I always say, celebrate the success and don't even worry about the failures. And if you can set yourself up for that, then you're setting yourself up for very long-term change. And long-term change is what makes a difference, not going super hard one day or 2 days. You, again, like the text says, you don't need to win an Olympic medal to feel good about the changes you're going to make. So to recap, start easy and slow, give yourself a break, trick yourself into making something a habit. Plan for different likely scenarios. You are going to be tired. You're going to come home from work late. You're going to visit relatives. All these, you're going to get sick. So what happens during those times is what's going to be important to your planning and you hitting those goals. Use process goals, not outcome goals. Focus on what you can control on. Don't worry about what you can't control. Avoid all or nothing thinking. That's self-explanatory. And then celebrate your success and enjoy the changes that you're making in your life. And then recalibrate these things as necessary. Move things around. Oh, I'm going to exercise in the morning instead of the evening. I have more energy, or vice versa. I'm going to draw after everybody goes to bed or before everybody gets up, or whatever it's going to be. But it's not just a one and done kind of thing. It's a constant tweaking of the system and seeing how you can get better gradually over time. I'm going to cancel out of this so I can make myself big on the screen again. And I'll say thank you guys for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and share if you haven't shared. And I love seeing what you guys write. So please let me know what your New Year's resolutions are, what your new goals are, and if what you're doing is working or if this has helped you in any way. Thank you very much.